Hi everyone. I want to make a video real quick. I'm probably going to use up the whole 3 minutes, so I'm going to be real quick about this. This is my new book, part of a series called God's Racetrack. This is volume 1, titled The King of the Gods. I want to start off real quick and get through some of the stuff that I want to say, which is, you've seen it in the tags that this whole series is kind of based off of, and it's kind of my love letter to One Piece and just me expressing how much time I've spent with that series and how beloved it is to me and to the whole world. And I think I wanted to talk a little bit about just saying I think I really love One Piece because as a writer, I just think it's really the structure of the story, the way the story is laid out, the way that the arcs are structured. I think it's just easy to write. It's fun to write. Like, as soon as I finished my first couple arcs, I just knew right away, oh, I'm gonna have to finish this. I'm gonna have to go all the way through with it because it's just so much fun to write. And I think I'll say it's not a perfect recreation. My story is set in the real world. It's this idea that if superpowers did exist, what would be the most realistic way that they would exist? How can I make... I think One Piece is a really, really realistic story in terms of how power is portrayed and where power comes from. And I think taking that and taking it to its extreme and saying, how can we make this make sense in the real world? And for me, that was kind of making it more sci-fi and telling a more brutal story, telling a story that's more about violence, and it's designed more to adapt into a video game. And I think that's been really important for me, is the idea of adapting a medium and saying I think a lot of things within anime don't really translate well to an English audience or to a Western audience. I think about people shouting their moves, or a lot of the pervy stuff in anime. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say pervy, but it's I think my fun has been from expressing that story in a way that I relate more with, and kind of telling a different story and being able to subvert people's expectations. And I think my goal is to create kind of this grander lore story, kind of like in Dark Souls, how there's lots of background information, but you don't necessarily always know everything all the time. And I think in the end, my end goal is to create a video game out of this and create a really truly perfect video game that represents everything I love about video games and anime and all this stuff all wrapped into one.